Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm just out here bombing around in the wide open Midwest, 1st of January. And in a few days, I've got to head back to work. Had the last 2 weeks off, and I figured, we'll just have a casual chat about that. Alright, so you guys, how many people got time off throughout Christmas and New Year? Did you get all 2 weeks? Was it paid? Or was it like me, where my company gives me 2 weeks paid vacation and then gives us 3 weeks off, and then, because there's a summer shutdown and then the Christmas shutdown, and then expects us to take our vacation that they gave us to cover their time off. What? So my vacation isn't actually mine to do what I want to do with, unless I just want to not get paid those other times, during the Christmas and the summer shutdown. Like in the summer shutdown, they literally block, I think it's 2 or 3, I think it's 2 days now, they changed it. 2 days out of my vacation to cover their time on that shutdown. And I heard this year that they wanted to give us 2 weeks off for Thanksgiving, or no, a full week off for Thanksgiving. But by the time they decided they wanted to give us a full week, it was too short a notice, so they didn't. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You have no idea how much I hate getting vacation and knowing I can't take my vacation when I want to, because if I do, then I'm not going to have any days to cover my company's non-paid time off. I know some of you are thinking, well, what about unemployment? Unemployment is, I need to refrain from what I really think about unemployment for little ears. Unemployment is an option, but it's not a very good option. Just put it that way. It's kind of a pain in the behind to process, and then they want to know if you're looking for a job, which, no, I'm not looking for a job. My company kicked me out of the factory for a couple of weeks, but then I'm going back. I don't need to look for a job. I have a job. I'm just involuntarily unemployed temporarily. But yet we're forced to pay into the unemployment system. Kind of like we're forced to pay taxes and we're forced to pay Social Security, and we'll never see those benefits for ourselves, not to the extent that we pay in. It's all a racket. But I digress. I'm going off topic. But that's normal. I'm just burning through my vacation time covering these unpaid days that they've given us. And I don't even have enough to cover all of it. I'm going to be short like 12 hours on my next paycheck. It's not horrible, but I'd really prefer not that it be that way. It's going to hurt a little, but that's the way it is when you're factory working, blue collar, actually producing things that people use instead of being a full-time TikToker, not producing anything that anybody needs, but somehow still making a living as an independent creator. So what have I been doing with my time off? Well, I did go hunting. Hunting season is actually 2 weeks, but it is just before my winter shutdown. So I couldn't take any of my vacation days to go hunting, so I had to use a Saturday, which you might have seen in my It's a Good Day video. I actually went hunting that day in the afternoon. And did not see anything that day. Like, I literally didn't see anything. And then I went the following weekend, and it was much colder, and the moon wasn't full, and all that meant that the deer were moving better and earlier. And I ended up missing my shot. Had a nice buck, not a record breaker, but a full mature buck, and I missed it 138 yards out. As near as I can tell, I sailed the round over his back. And I understand now what happened. One, my rifle is sighted in at 200 yards because most of the time that's what you're looking at. And two, I pulled up when I aimed just before I pulled the trigger because I was down below the deer, and somehow I came across information that said if you're below, aim high. If you're above, aim low. And after I missed the deer, went back home and looked at that information, I realized that, one, I was so close I didn't need to because the angle of ascent wasn't that steep. But I was so close and the angle wasn't that steep that I could have just aimed right. You know, didn't have to compensate. I probably would have been just fine. But there's another thing to it. I decided after that to take my rifle back out and take it to a range and throw some more rounds, and just to make sure everything on the rifle's end was okay, that it truly was just me. And then that's when I saw it. I went to the crosshairs were a little bit fuzzy, and I thought, what in the world? I got new glasses, and even without glasses I can usually see clearly through the scope. So, you know, I started turning the magnification to see if that changes the reticle any, and boy did it ever. It changed a lot. I saw the crosshairs jump when I moved the magnification dial, and that should never ever happen. So I figure between myself overcompensating and the rifle, who knows? I mean, it's not dialed in. It will never be dialed in. So I've got to get a new scope, and then we'll try again next year. Woo! But technically that wasn't, like I said, during my shutdown. I just wish I could have used vacation, you know, instead. But I hold it for the shutdown period. So what have I been doing? Well, I worked a little bit on my living room, got some trim stuff done. I still have to finish the drywall, finish sanding it, smooth it out if it needs it, and then throw up a primer coat in my living room. Problem there is my wife is so sensitive to that dust, she's literally begging me to not sand by hand and to invest in a sander, actual drywall sander that hooks to my shop vac. And that's going to be about $145. And I was actually going to buy that, but Lowe's doesn't carry it in store, and I have to order it. So we'll be doing that. But I feel like once I get that, I hope this project moves quite a bit quicker, because then my wife won't be worried, and I can just go hog wild and get this done. But since that fell through, what else have I been doing? Well, I've been indulging in my other pastime, which is gaming. I was able to get Hogwarts Legacy, and I don't know if you remember, but that game got everybody into a hissy fit because of J.K. Rowling and her stance on LGBTQ gay and lesbian and stuff like that. And so, because she's spoken out against the community, you know, the community, of course, cannot have opposition. They will absolutely try to destroy anyone who stands against them. And J.K. Rowling was no exception. I mean, that was a huge controversy there for a while when this game came out. Well, I ended up getting it for free through a game launcher called Epic, and so I decided to play it while I'm on shutdown. Really good game, really well polished, good graphics, fun combat, and decent storyline, including a couple of darker stories mixed in there. Wow. And I enjoy a good story. That's why I play certain games that I do, and I'm not a first-person shooter. I'm not just there for to go against other people. In fact, I do not prefer that kind of gaming at all. I prefer story-driven, what they call RPGs. Since Hogwarts Legacy, coming from the Harry Potter universe, is very much story-driven, I decided to play it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then I decided to load up a what I guess one would call a legacy game from a company called Piranha Bytes, and it's the Gothic series, Gothic 1, 2, and 3. Piranha Bytes does multiple games, and they do them in threes, and they're all story driven, and they're all very hard when you first start, and then they get progressively easier as you go along and get more powerful. But I love the stories of Piranha Bytes games. There's Gothic, the Gothic series. There's the Elex, ELEX series, which was their last series. They've only got 2 games made. I'm waiting on them, the third one. Oh gosh, what else is they've done? Darn it. There's another series of 3 games that they've done that I cannot think of right now. I can see the games in my head, you know, like in front of me, but the titles escape me. Then of course, other really good story-driven titles. Death Stranding, which had Norman Reedus in it. Mass Effect, that was a good trio, and then they tried to make a 4th and they borked it all up. No one liked it. What else was another good series? The Witcher series, really good series. They tried making that into a Netflix series, and they killed it. They absolutely borked that up. Henry Cavill was the best live-action Witcher I've ever seen, and they destroyed the storytelling of The Witcher so bad he couldn't even do it. And in case you don't know, Henry Cavill is an active gamer also. That's why he quit doing The Witcher, because they wouldn't focus on a good story. They focused on the message for modern audiences. I wish I could do it as well as The Critical Drinker. But there's another really good series of games out there that, again, the titles escape me. I've played so many, it's crazy. So anyway, I started playing the original Gothic again, and that was originally made in 2001. Gothic 2 came out in 2004, and Gothic 3, which I actually have played, came out in 2009. I don't recall actually playing Gothic 1 or 2 now that I'm actually playing them. And so this is, even though it's a 25-year-old game, it's new to me. And yeah, everything is janky on it. So janky, but it still plays going through Steam. So I'm digging it. I'm having a good time with it. But yeah, that's it, man. My wife and I last night had great Indian food. A brand new Indian store has opened up in a town near me. They do call-in, so we call in dinner and then I go pick it up. But man, I tell you what, that's expensive. Like, we'll get, like I had goat mango the first time. She had butter chicken. We had some flatbread and a couple of samosas. And, you know, of course, you get the rice and you get other stuff, but all together it was like 60 or 70 bucks to pick up and bring back home. Woo! I mean, I guess that's not terribly bad, but I hang out with cheapskates, you know. There's a friend of mine I know, he would not pay 60 bucks for a dinner for himself and his wife. Like literally half of that is his limit. Economy, man. Woo! Man, it's starting to get cold. Starting to eat through my base layers. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about for this video, was just jaw jack a little bit about what I've been doing on my time off. If you got time off during this holiday season, please feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you've been doing. Let's compare notes. Or were you unfortunate or fortunate, depending on how you want to look at it, to not have time off except for the basic holidays and you had to work the rest of it? Anyway, let me know in the comment. If you've read the description to my channel, you know I like to do casual conversations and I will talk about anything. If that's your jam, go ahead, hit like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. That's probably the only time I'll say this. I don't like that part of YouTube, that I got to tell people what to do. You know what to do. Do it. If you like it, do it. Do the thing. Talk to you all later. Y'all be good.